Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Okay, we have been talking about trim. So trim requires two things. Basically, it needs the draft forward. Draft forward is usually written like this, and draft aft. So the difference between the draft forward and draft aft, the difference is what we call as trim. And the change in trim, you mean, you know how the trim changes will give you the change of trim. And change of trim is usually designated as change of trim. The usual terminology is usually designated as T. T is the change of trim, which means the ship was initially at one trim, then it became at another trim, and the change in trim, where trim itself is the difference in draft forward and aft. So difference in draft forward and aft final minus difference in aft forward and aft initial. That is what we get, or that is what we call as change of trim. So change of trim is usually designated as T, and this change of trim will be the change of trim aft plus change of trim forward. The change of trim aft will be given by L into T, where L is the distance between the aft perpendicular and the center of flotation, and capital L is the length of the ship. Usually the length between the water lines. It is it's sometimes given as length of the waterline, or it is the length between the perpendiculars. Whichever is given, you can take. That doesn't matter. And this will give you the trim aft. Change in trim aft. Okay, not trim aft. The change in trim aft. And then you can find the change in trim forward also, which will be like L minus L by L into T. So if you sum them up together, you see that the trim aft plus trim forward will give you the total trim. So that is the expression for the. Now the sanctity of this center of flotation, I said that the distance is always from the center of flotation. So the importance or the sanctity of this center of flotation is that center of flotation is the centroid of the waterplane area, and it is the point about which the ship trims. The ship trims about the center of flotation. Okay, always the draft of the ship at that trimming, the draft of the ship doesn't change at the center of flotation. That is the concept. So because of that, we are taking any moments. This is only for the trimming part. This center of flotation, taking the center of flotation as a center, as the origin, doesn't hold for the healing. This is just for trimming purpose. So the center of flotation, you take the distance from the center of flotation, that will give you the moment. When there is a weight acting there, or there is a force produced, we'll see a couple of problems, will give you an idea of what all kinds of situations can arise. But whatever it is, usually the distances are measured from the center of flotation. That moment is taken from the center of flotation. So you have the center of flotation, and from there you take the distance. So suppose you add a weight here. The problem says I added a weight on the ship at a distance of 70 meters from the center of flotation, a weight of 10 tons. Then the moment produced is 70 into 10 tons. That is equal to 700 tons meter. 700 tons meter. So this is how you measure. Another way this can happen is, if I move 70 from here, 70 from here, if I remove the same 10 tons from here to here, these are the two ways in which moments can come. One is by adding the weight, like I said, the 10 tons at one point. Make sure you take the distance from the center of flotation. And in the other case, if it is moved a distance, let us say it is moved a distance of maybe 40 meters. Then the moment produced is 10 tons into 40 meters. So that will give you 400 tons meter. So this will be the moment produced in the second case. So these are the two cases you have. In fact, these are the only two cases you have. You don't have any other case. Now, one strange other case that can come is something known as grounding, that I'm not taking, just leaving it. Grounding is a process by which a ship gets the hull of the ship, the keel of the ship, the keel of the ship gets stuck on something. Like, for example, if there is a very big iceberg and this goes and strikes there and it gets stuck there, that is known as grounding. That is a process known as grounding. And there is also a process known as dry docking, which I sometimes used to take, but this time I think I'll skip that. Dry docking is a process by which a ship actually comes to port. In some port areas, there is something known as a dry dock. What they have is basically it is a kind of dock, okay, a kind of huge rectangle, what should I say, huge vessel. It is like a ship by itself. The shape is like a ship. Tank, yeah, it is mainly like a tank, and in that tank, the tank and water can go up and down. So when the water level, first what they do is they fill up the tank. The ship comes from the port, it comes into this tank, it enters the tank, and slowly then the water is drained away. So the ship keeps on going down, and finally there is something known as keel blocks. Okay, they are known as keel blocks. On those keel blocks, the ship comes to a rest. The ship comes and stays there, and then the keel blocks are fixed onto the ship, and then the water is removed completely. And then this is a process by which now you can access the ship. For repair, painting, maintenance, all those kinds of things. You do this. You can do it after. Now it is completely on land. The water is completely drained away from the tank. So you can. So this in and out of water, this kind of thing is called a dry dock. It's and sometimes it is also a floating dry dock, which means it is a dry dock that is designed on the water. There are floating dry docks in India also, mainly in the Andamans. They have two dry docks there. So similarly, so that is another procedure in which you can have some kind of change of trim and all that. But let's not go into that. We just have two cases in our course curriculum. We have only two cases. One case is when there is a weight added at some point, that is 10 tons. Like this weight is added at some point, you take the distance from the center of flotation. And case 2 is when you have a weight transferred on the ship. When a weight is transferred from this point to a point 40 meters further away, there will be a trim produced. There will be a trim produced because of that, and the moment is also produced. Moment is equal to the weight that is transferred into distance through which it is transferred. That much moment is produced. 400 tons meter moment is produced. And this moment is, then what will we do with the moment? The moment we can use it like this. The change of trim is equal to basically the moment producing trim divided by MCTC. If you remember, MCTC we defined moment to cause a change by moment to cause a trim of 1 centimeter. So the change of trim can be got like this, moment producing trim. So the moment producing trim is this, either the 700 tons meter or the 400 tons meter. Two methods in which you can get the moment. So that is the moment. What we are doing is basically that only. It's just you find out the moment producing trim, okay, and then MCTC will be given. So you produce the change, you find out the change of trim, and the change of trim will be converted into change of trim aft and forward using these two formulas. And when you get the change of trim aft, you can add that to the draft initial or subtract from the draft initial, depending upon whether the ship has trimmed down or up in that aft or forward, and then you will get the final draft forward and aft. That is all in this chapter actually. The whole chapter is dealing with that. Now we do it in a couple of different ways in which we make it more complicated, and so let's see. For example, we'll do 2 or 3 problems in that. That should make it clear. Okay, so what we have, the problem states like this. There is a vessel floating. I'll write down the things. Okay. A vessel is floating at a draft forward 9.84 meter, and it has a draft aft of 10.62 meter. So as you can see, the draft aft is more, so the ship is moving like this, okay, like this. It moves like this all the time. So that is how the trim is. So this is called trimmed by aft or trimmed by stern. Stern is another name for aft, as you know by now. So that is known as trimmed by stern or trimmed by aft. So it says that a vessel forward has a draft forward of 9.84, aft of 10.62, and then the ship loads. We say she for a ship. So the ship loads weights and LCG. What is LCG? LCG is the longitudinal center of gravity. I haven't mentioned it explicitly, but I think you should guess by now what is LCG. Let us assume this is the aft perpendicular. Okay, this is the aft perpendicular and this is the forward perpendicular. So the aft perpendicular, the distance of the center of gravity, it doesn't have to be so far away. I'm just drawing it like that. The distance from the center of gravity from the aft perpendicular is usually what we call as LCG. But it doesn't have to be from the aft perpendicular. You can have it from the, here you will have F. This is a very important point. Okay, you have to remember the longitudinal center of flotation. Longitudinal center of flotation is a major point. And just like this, you will have here somewhere a B also. It won't be this far. It will be somewhere near the here probably, I should say. And this is the center of buoyancy, longitudinal center of buoyancy, this distance. So you will be told the longitudinal center of buoyancy is so much from the aft perpendicular or from the center of flotation, whichever one they take. So you have LCG, LCB and LCF. So three things, longitudinal distances. Okay, then so it says that the weights, some weights have been added, and at a distance of LCG from aft perpendicular, So this is in tons, okay? This is in tons, and this is in meters. And so you are given 450 tons has been added at LCG 25 meters. So the distances are all from the aft perpendicular, 320 at 100, and discharges 140 tons from 110 meter. So this is the basic problem, and then some details are given which are absolutely necessary to do a problem. This is basically the TPC. I hope you remember what is TPC, tons per centimeter immersion, 26 tons per centimeter, and MCTC, moment to change the trim by 1 centimeter, is 148 tons meter per centimeter. Then LCF, not LCG, LCF. LCF is equal to 64 meter forward of AP, forward of aft perpendicular, and the length of the ship, whichever one it is, length between water lines or length between length of the water line or length between perpendiculars, whichever it is given as 120 meters. Now you are asked to find the final draft. So a vessel is floating in this condition. So all these are the conditions. In this condition, you are given some details of the ship. So first of all, these are all hydrostatic particulars. Okay, hydrostatic data. When you are drawing hydrostatic curves, you should remember that these also come within them. TPC, MCTC, LCF, etc. All the LCB, LCF, everything except, so whatever you have related to G, that is the center of gravity, everything except that is a part of the hydrostatic data. Hydrostatic curves are drawn with that, and LCG doesn't come because G, whenever you say G, the center of gravity, it is due to the weights added. Hydrostatic curves are due to the general design of the ship, means the shape of the hull, shape of the the sidewall, everything. Because of that, you have the hydrostatic curves. Hydrostatic particulars come from that. So that is, these are hydrostatic particulars, and the coefficients of form, if you remember long back we did that. So such things. G alone is not a hydrostatic particular. So don't say that anywhere. Whether it is LCG or VCG or KG or anything, none of them are a hydrostatic particular. Okay. So the question is, what will be the final draft aft and forward provided you are given this much of data? Now, problem is not very difficult. The first thing you have to know, when you see, what you have to do first of all is to you have to find the moment producing trim. If you remember, I told you, the procedure is always more or less the same. You have to first find the moment producing trim. Now, the moment producing trim depends upon the weight added at which location. That's what decides the moment producing trim. So these are the weights added at what location. You are seeing weights added at what location. So this is the weights added. So from this we have to get the moment producing trim. Remember, we have to take the moments from the center of flotation and not from the center of longitudinal center of from the aft perpendicular. We do not take the distances, we do not take the moments from the aft perpendicular. So what we do is, there is a center of flotation, and whatever moments come to the right of it, means to the forward of it, we take it as positive, and whatever moments come to the behind it, all those moments are taken as negative. So positive minus negative will give you the net moments, and it will tell you where the net LCG is. It's on the right or on the left. So now let us see what is how to find the moment producing trim. It is very simple. You have the weight, you have the LCG from aft perpendicular. You have to have one more column here. So I'll just to put some more space here. LCG from, this is LCG from aft perpendicular. How much is it given? Actually, it is given as 25, 100, 110, 100, 110. So this is given as the LCG from aft perpendicular. So remember, we need to find the LCG from F, from the center of flotation. We need to find where the weights are added. That is better to put. Weights are added from the center of flotation. Now we have to find the center of flotation is 64 meter from the aft perpendicular. So 25 will be, 25 means its distance from, so the distance from, you can say the distance from center of flotation F for this one will be, how much will it be? It will be 64 minus 25. That, how much is that? That will be 39, I think. No, so 39. This is 100, and that is how much is it? 64. 64 minus 100. It is on the 36. And there is one small mistake in the text also. I think we have basically, this is negative. This is negative. Okay, negative 36, or this is positive and the previous one is negative. Either way you can take. Okay, what they have done is they have actually subtracted it. Instead of adding this, they have subtracted it. So it's okay. It's not fine. So 110 is basically coming to 46. So this is these are the distances. Then you have to find the moments. The moment is equal to the distance into the weight. Distance into the weight. So this weight in tons into 39, 320 into 36, 140 into 46. It is not 140. It is discharges 140. So this is minus 140. Minus 140 into 46. So you do like that and then add them up together. You will get the net moment produced. It will give you, if you do that, I am not making you.
12470.
Very good, very good. I didn't want to do it, but because I thought you will take more time. Good. Yeah, faster. So 12470 you will get. Okay, 12470 is it is the ton meter. Ton meter. 12470 ton meter will come for the net moment. Now, how will you? Since you are doing it, you might as well do it. What is the change of trim then? I think you can do it now. I have explained all the steps. What is the change of trim? We have found out the moment producing trim. Then what is the change of trim?
Divided by MCTC.
MCTC. How much will that come to?
84.25, sir.
84. So 84.3 it gives here. Now find the change in trim aft.
Sir, 44.9.
It's about 45 meter. And then 45 minus, what is the total trim is what we got? What did we get? Change in trim is 84.3. So the change in trim forward also you can find. In this, there is the only thing you have to, something that you might make a mistake on is just do that. First tell me the change in trim forward also. That's very straightforward. It's 39.3. Okay, change in trim forward also you will get. Now, as I told you, there are two things in fact, there are two ways in which things can happen. One is if you, let me remove all this. There are two ways in which things can happen. That is, you can have a weight transferred on board, transferred on the ship itself, or case 2, a weight added to the ship. Weight added to the ship. Now, the only thing you have to remember is when weight is transferred onto a ship, there is no parallel sinkage. What is parallel sinkage? There are two kinds of movements in the longitudinal direction for a ship. If you have a ship like this and the distance by which the center of flotation comes down, okay, is known as parallel sinkage. So the center of, when the ship comes, the whole ship, in fact, will come down. That is known as parallel sinkage, and if the whole ship rises up, it is known as parallel rise. So parallel rise or sinkage, that is one thing. And then the next thing is it trims about this center of flotation. After it does this parallel sinkage, it trims about the center of flotation, so that you will have a change in trim aft, forward, and change in trim aft. Now, once you have that, in this problem, you can see that weight has been added. Therefore, there is one more, in addition to this trim alone, you have to take care of one more thing, which is sinkage. So the sinkage is equal to, how will you get the sinkage? Sinkage is very easy to find. If you add a weight,
Added weight divided by TPC.
Yes, very good. So this is what you get. So you can, in this problem, can you tell me the sinkage?
$24.2 something, sir.
How much?
Sir, 24.3 something.
24.2, correct. Good part. Then what do we have? You have calculated everything. You have calculated. So for the forward and aft, you have calculated the initial draft. There will be the initial draft, forward and aft. There will be a parallel sinkage. Remember that I'm just writing notations. Parallel sinkage will have, both the draft will increase. This is also a plus. This is also a plus. Okay, it's a parallel sinkage, 0.242 meter. 0.242 meter is both are plus, because aft and forward both go down as a result of parallel sinkage. Then trim. From the change of trim, you will get draft. Let's see, weight move forward or aft this time? We have to look at that. That is the easiest way to remember. Instead of this positive negative, the weight has been shifted forward means, let's see, or weight has been added forward means, where has the weight been added? Moments aft. So weight has been added at the stern. Okay. In this problem, the weight has been added at the stern. That means in the aft region, whatever is the change of trim aft, you have to add the weight, add that draft, and the change. So the change of trim aft is added to the draft aft to get the final draft aft. Okay, and minus in the draft forward. This is because the weight. This is like this. If the weight is transferred to the aft, it will sink. So obviously the draft will increase. So this is how it comes. Okay, then. Okay, there is one more problem. I don't know if we need to do it. We can skip that and we can go straight into right now. Now I think you must have got some idea of trim. You have got a fair. Now the rest of it, actually, there are a lot of problems in this book. Sometimes I do go through a lot of those problems, but the content, the material has already been presented to you. It is just manipulation of all those. So this I think I'll leave. I think we'll go into the next topic. So trim, this is enough. Next topic, I'll just start off today. I don't think there is much time today left. So let me. Okay, now we go into something which is known as
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in the previous problem, while calculating the sinkage, it is the weight by TPC, right, sir?
Yeah.
The weight is the net total weight, that is the sum of the weights that are loaded minus the discharge. Is that the one?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Total weight added minus discharged. That is. Okay. Then you have. We go into another section, basically known as. This is actually not very tough, but still it's very important. Very important. In fact, as important as GM greater than 0 almost. We do something known as. This is something known as flooding or damaged stability. Damaged stability. Now what this is actually chapter number, this page 259 of Adrian Biran, chapter number, this is chapter number. Yeah, it is chapter 11, flooding and damaged condition. So this is basically a series of studies on what happens if the ship gets flooded or damaged. You know, when a ship gets flooded means this process is also called in older literature as bilging. So just two different names, flooding or bilging. Both are. Flooding is a relatively new term. Bilging was what they used to use long back. So because of a lot of lot of accidents in the sea, we saw people started seeing that these deterministic laws, all those laws that they have been made, are not probably enough, especially after that Titanic disaster and all. So they decided they should have. So they had a meeting, and that meeting was quite famous. Actually, it is known as International Convention of SOLAS. The full form is International Convention of. I'll write here. Safety of life at sea. So even in this 20th century, you had a lot of disasters, especially in what are called as ro-ro ships. There is something known as ro-ro ships used to carry cars and all that. So these ro-ro ships basically had the most delicate design, you can say there. So because of that problem, they had a lot of sinkages, roll on, roll off ships. That is what the full form stands for, ro-ro ships. So this somebody is, it's okay. Just a minute, the phone is ringing. Just hold on. Okay. Okay. So this is not basically a lot of ships got damaged, and as a result, this became a continuous process. The meetings, so they started meeting and they started developing formulas and ideas. I mean the equations and so on about the study of the damages, and gave rise to a new field, in fact, known as damage stability. So you have after that what are known as damage stability regulations. Damaged stability regulations. So we had damaged stability regulations, and so basically there has to be now some way of studying flooding. Basically the thing is, you have a ship and let's say the under part of the ship gets damaged due to a hole is formed in the under part of the ship and water enters, and some usually you know that you might have studied in some other course, marine construction or something, you will have watertight bulkheads. Okay, so these watertight bulkheads will prevent water from entering into the nearby compartments. So basically, let's assume that some bulkhead compartment got damaged and that got filled with water. So we are trying to see what is the risk, or what is the damage to that ship, and whether the ship will survive. What is the GM? What will be the righting moment, etc. All those conditions, all those things that we studied. How is it affected because of this damage? So let us take a look at this damage stability now. After a lot of studies, there's a lot of research and all that. Not recently, around 1960s or around that time, they came up with two methods to study the damage stability. They are, okay, before that, there is also one more term probably should be mentioned. So suppose you have a ship. Before doing these calculations, they assume this. There is, when you have a ship flooded, some part of the ship, some watertight compartment is flooded, not fully or partially. What you have is that there are many things there, in the many projections and appendages inside that compartment. So these things will prevent the water from completely filling up the compartment. So basically the ratio of the volume, the actual volume where water can fill, to the total volume of that compartment is something known as permeability. So they defined a word called permeability. This comes up a bit in the damage stability regulations. Permeability, usually written as, I think, mu. Mu is equal to, it is the volume flooded divided by the volume that is there. This is the volume that can be filled with water, and this is the volume that is there completely in that compartment. So VF divided by V is known as permeability. There is a term used. There is also something known as surface permeability. That is when you talk, instead of this volume, you talk about surface area. Some surface areas are not exposed to the water, so you can have surface permeability. But the main thing is about permeability in volume. That is the volume permeability. Then they came up with two methods of dealing with the damage stability after flooding. These methods were called, one, method of lost buoyancy, and method of added weight. So to discuss this, mainly this is the last part of our really the last part of our study, and we have to deal a little bit. We'll go around with submarines, how the details go about submarines. That is probably half a class, one class. Probably I'll take about this submarines. That is all. And this one we'll finish up. This we cannot finish up today. We'll finish up on Monday. We can finish up. So basically, this is the last part of the course lecture. So this is known as flooding, and we deal with damage stability. And there are two methods of studying damage stability. They are the method of loss buoyancy and the method of added weight. First of all is the method of loss buoyancy. The first one is the method of loss buoyancy. So the method of loss, let's take that up first. Now, method of loss buoyancy assumes that, see, when water enters the hull, it gets filled with water. So what happens? The water exerts a weight. There is a buoyancy from the ship. So these two cancel each other out. So what happens is that the net buoyancy that should have been there because of the volume, underwater volume, there should have been some buoyancy. That buoyancy is gone. So we say that whichever tank gets flooded, the volume of that tank can be assumed to be lost from the ship. So that is why buoyancy means basically volume. So when the volume is lost from the ship, we can assume that the buoyancy is lost from the ship. So when you have a ship and you have when something is flooded up, that much volume is no longer a part of the ship. So the ship's volume is total volume it was there before. Ship's underwater volume is also total volume that was there before minus this volume, which is lost. So this is basically the method of loss buoyancy. Now we'll do it slowly, and so that you can understand what all changes as a result, how it works as a result. So so what we can do is, I can easily finish this in the next class. So what we'll do is, I think we'll stop here today. Okay. Monday I can easily finish this, and there is a little bit of submarines, as I said, that also. And Tuesday I'll take an exam, a 30 marks exam. You have all got very good marks. So this 30 marks exam, I have to make it different. Yeah. So that will be a little different. You will see. So it won't be that easy probably. So we'll have an exam for about we'll see 30 marks. So that is 30 marks, and the rest I think almost everybody has almost the same marks. Everybody has got almost full, except some people who have written honestly. They have got lost some marks. Others have all got full of 15 out of 15 or almost all the tests. So we'll have one more test on next Tuesday, and Monday I'll take 2 hours and finish off this lecture. This is fine. So method of loss buoyancy is there, method of added weight is there to be taken, which won't take much time. We'll do some problems. Yes.
So what will be the duration of the test and number of questions?
That is all a secret. What is the question? Everything is secret about that.
Format of the test, at least you can tell.
Huh?
Format of the test.
Nothing. I'm not telling anything. You have got it very easily. It's not going to be very different from anything, but it still be different. I have to see. Basically, my guess is that you people are communicating with each other, so that I have to somehow overcome that. Let's see. We'll have one test.
So just one thing, whether it'll be an objective kind of test only, or will it be something subjective?
That also I'm not telling. So you write the exam. Let's see. Okay, so today is fine. Today I'll stop here. It's very easy to finish this.
Sir, platform of the test, will it be on Moodle?
Here only, this only. MS Teams.
Okay.
That is, no, I'm not going anywhere outside, nothing more. Only this. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to stop here today, I think.